MTA versus Foamers, the ultimate showdown. MTA slaps a sticker. Service corrected. Foamers slap back. 6th Avenue shuttle forever. Strap hanger. What? Bullets fired. Chaos ensues. MTA versus Foamers. Who will win? Subscribe to find out. The New York City subway system is enormous and ever-changing. In the Subway Archaeology series, I look for wayfinding and roll signs with train designations that no longer exist or destinations that are no longer accurate. Then I put these signs into historical context based on that outdated information and try to figure out how long each sign has been hanging around the subway system. Some are pretty darn old.
Why am I here at 38th Street Yard? Giabi Star 21 said on that platform over there should be a JFK Express bullet. Let's see.
I believe him that he saw it, but these refuse trains are all over the place in the system.
So it is not there, but I would not have come here if I didn't have footage of a JFK Express bullet.
Fortunately, a fan reminded me that I have captured video of this before in the very first Transit Oddities video from, it was 7 years ago. Ugh, 7 years. Okay, well, it has a pretty cool history, so let's go over it. The JFK Express is one of the most interesting subway lines to ever exist.
Why have over 1 million people taken the JFK Express?
Because while it ran on the New York City Transit tracks, tickets were sold, collected, and punched on board like it was a commuter rail. Also, it cost more than the subway, like a lot more. Also, it had transit police officers aboard to protect passengers.
It's safe.
Also, it was a sort of partnership between the MTA and the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey. When the train-to-plane JFK Express service started on September 23rd, 1978, regular subway fare was 50 cents. But the fare to use this swanky subway service was $3. And it was only a 3-car long train. Was it worth it? Let's see. To get to JFK, it started at 57th Street on the 6th Avenue line. So it went south to West 4th Street, where it switched to the 8th Avenue line and ran express to J Street Borough Hall. That's J Street Metrotech today. From there, it ran non-stop to Howard Beach JFK Airport, and that station was only just renamed from simply Howard Beach. The thing is, at Howard Beach, passengers would then have to transfer to a shuttle bus to take them to the airport. So the train-to-plane marketing that went along with this service was, let's generously call it misleading. The JFK Express was a money loser for this and various other reasons, but the MTA kept trying. When the IND 63rd Street line opened in October 1989, service was then extended to 21st Street, Queensbridge. By that time, the fare was $5.60 to get to JFK, almost double where it started. That extension didn't last long though, because on April 15, 1990, the JFK Express was fired because it just didn't have enough riders. As an interesting aside, even though the JFK Express almost exclusively used R46 rolling stock, I've never seen the actual bullet on one of those. I've seen it on R32, R42, and here's a picture of one on an R68.
That is probably one of the most unique fired bullets in the entire system. Just as unique as this fence right here. This park isn't open, but this fence rocks. Look at all these bees on a honeycomb fence. Christopher Russell, Bees for Sunset Park 2012.
So anyway, we're here at 9th Ave. We're going to take the D train. Let's enter with an Omni Smack for Uber Eats. Thanks for sponsoring this video. That's right.
I am always saying, leave your car at home, take the train. That's exactly what I'm doing, and the Uber Eats app works great for that. This is New York City. When you order through the Uber Eats app, it'll probably be delivered to your door via a courier on an e-bike. And I'm a big supporter of e-mobility as well as transit. You've seen that video of me scooting all around Staten Island to go to abandoned stations. So I'm on the go every time I'm making a video, and the Uber Eats app has an option for pickup. That means I can go on the train to pick it up.
So at the 9th Avenue station, I quickly ordered from a restaurant near my next destination, Wall Street.
And bam, my Uber Eats order is waiting for me when I get here. So I can grab and eat and keep moving. You guys know, I always order a quick slice.
This is New York City. You can browse thousands of restaurants on the Uber Eats app and discover new deals every day. I could even order groceries with Uber Eats right now, and they would be delivered to my door by a courier waiting for me when I get home. You know what? Leave a comment below telling me what you're ordering through Uber Eats, and I'll pin the top comment.
And remember, to use code GOGO15 to get $15 off your first order with a minimum basket size of $20. So thanks to today's awesome sponsor, Uber Eats, and with a full tummy, let's continue on this Subway Archaeology adventure. The MTA rail fan made this post, and he had the word secret passage in it, and I was like, that's got my attention.
As we've been over numerous times, the Brown M ran various service patterns from Metropolitan Avenue in Queens to the Coney Island area in Brooklyn between 1979 and 2010. That's 31 years of service, so it's natural that remnants of the Brown M can be found all over the system, like here at Wall Street. I didn't actually find the sign at first, and there were some seriously sketchy people hanging out that made me uncomfortable about exploring more. But guess what I found out? And here it is, actually, right where the sketchy people were hanging out before, which is why I missed it. Let's at least find a time range for this sign, however broad. This Brown M shares a sign with the Z. So the Z train began service in December of 1988. And the Brown M was fired on June 25th, 2010, which gives us the time frame and makes this sign between 15 and 37 years old. This sign could be the full 37 years old, dating all the way back to the original 1988 introduction of the Z train. I'm skeptical that it's that old because it took the MTA a while to phase out the Accidents grotesque font. So maybe this sign is more like 35 years old. Now, let's go see if we can find another Brown M. R142 Mets and Yankees fan tagged me in a video showing me where a Brown M is. So there's the sign on the outside of the fare gate, and if you go to the other side of it, there's the Brown M. Let's get a closer look. This sign looks to be in generally the same time frame as the last Brown M. So it looks like this has definitely been a sticker peel. The Helvetica font is used on both the bullets and the directions on the other side, so it was probably replaced around the same time period as the one we saw at Broad Street. So I'm just going with 35 years old for this sign, just like the other sign. Could be as little as 15 years old, but nah, I think it's older. Thanks for pointing out, R142A Mets and Yankees fan. Now, let's explore the history of a really unique and fun sign installation at 51st Street on the Lexington line. We've explained the V already a couple of times. Quick recap, it ran between Forest Hills 71st Avenue in Queens and 2nd Avenue in Manhattan between 2001 and 2010, when it was fired. But the V on this sign is clearly not original. It's pretty easy to date this sign installation to around 1988. I won't take you down the rabbit hole that is the history of this transfer between 51st Street and Lex 53. But long story short, construction started in 1986, finished in 1989, and involved developer shakedowns, residential brownstone buyouts, and a water main break that flooded the station. The MTA built the passageway section between 51st and 52nd Street, and Boston Properties built the part between 52nd Street and 53rd. All this is to say, that might explain why there are some puzzling aspects to this sign installation as a whole. So there is a V under this one. There's a F and a V under this one. Is it possible that the MTA constructed half of this sign installation that doesn't have an F at the base, and Boston Properties the other half? It looks like the M is over the V, which is over the F. In any case, let's dissect the layers. When the transfer passage opened on July 26, 1989, Lexington Avenue 53rd Street was served by the E and the F trains. Then in 2001, the F was fired from this station and the V train took its place. Then in 2010, the V train was fired and the orange M took its place. And the funniest part is, on December 8th, 2025, everything will come full circle with the FM swap. The M train will be fired from this station and the F will take its place. This sign is 37 years old, and I would love to see it restored to its original 6EF glory with no stickers, but we'll just have to wait and see if that happens. But I'm not done talking about it. Two more things about this transfer. First, all of the original signs use the MTA's 1980s font of Accidents Grotesque before they switched to Helvetica, which is why the Helvetica M sticker over this F looks so odd next to the original bullets. But second, and perhaps more interestingly, ever wonder why this long walking transfer between the 59th Street 456 and the Lexington Avenue 63rd Street QF exists? It's because of this station. When the V replaced the F in 2001, people were big mad there wasn't a free transfer between the 6 and the F anymore. So MTA was like, okay, take a hike. This hike, to be specific. This specific hike between these stations. We'll make it free. All it will cost you is your energy and patience. So that begs the question, as Cubby8 on Patreon asks, so will they take it away now? I doubt it, but I guess we'll see. Eric, that train commuter on Patreon, said there is an orange S here. We've already excavated the history of the orange S, aka the 6th Avenue shuttle, in Subway Archaeology 4. But this sign is cool because since this orange S is a sticker, and the original sign contains an orange Q, we can figure out during which of the 3 different time periods of the 6th Avenue shuttle this sticker was installed. First, the sign. So that's an F sticker over a grotesque D. That's a D sticker over a grotesque F. That's a B sticker over a grotesque orange Q. The orange Q started service in December 1988, right at the end of the time period this Accidents Grotesque font was used. So it's safe to assume this sign was installed at the beginning of the orange Q service in 1988. So we know this sticker does not refer to the orange S that ran from 1986 to 1988 before the orange Q existed. Additionally, the MTA usually doesn't do full bullet replacements on signs for overnight only service, so this S almost certainly does not refer to the overnight 6th Avenue shuttle that ran between 1997 and 2000. No. This Helvetica orange S sticker refers to the 6th Avenue shuttle that ran for just 5 months from July 22nd to December 16th, 2001. So the sign is 37 years old, but the S sticker is only 24 years old. I know there's another tile sign over here, so let's go check it. Oh wow. They didn't even bother putting stickers over this one. These are all still grotesque, except for this M, which is over a grotesque Q. These signs are also weird because the color is off. And those are the only 2 signs that I even know of in this particular style. I guess they were supposed to be able to match the style of these wayfinding boards. I wonder if these were even made by the MTA or if they were made by an independent contractor. On to 34th Street Herald Square to look for another orange S. There it is. Christian Downey, thanks for being so specific about where it is. I think this sign was installed July 2001. Let me explain why I can get so specific. First, I don't think the orange S is a sticker. You can see where somebody thought it was and tried to peel it, but it failed. It looks like the entire sign face might be a sticker though. Regardless, I can only date it by what I see. Like I said before, on July 22nd, 2001, the orange Q was discontinued and the orange S and original W train entered service. As you can see on the sign, the W is blackened a little. I think that's because it was painted over when the W was fired in 2010. Then the paint was scraped off in 2016 when the W was rehired. My only point of confusion with this sign is, wouldn't it also have a diamond Q on it? The Q does look a bit brighter than other bullets. I can't say for sure what's going on, but I'm skeptical that this orange S from 2001 is part of the original signage, since, as mentioned before, the S bullet only existed for 5 months. I think the whole thing is a sticker, but I just don't see any shadows under it to prove that. If this orange S is printed on original signage and not a sticker, it might be the only sign like that ever made. Check it out, there's an A train arriving, so we get to see what I'm looking for in action. The little punch box there, watch him punch. This might be the first time that I've done a punch box, but let's see what's up there. Cancel, other, D, C and K, B and A. So thanks to Brian H. for pointing out this punch box. I'm not going to count that as a fired bullet, and also I've already been over the K. But if you see any more punch boxes, that'll be cool. But this one
This one is a fired bullet that I haven't covered, and I saw it when I did the original All Trains 2017.
There it is. Whoa, look at that. A Diamond W.
The Diamond W could hold the record for the shortest amount of time a bullet designation was actively in use. When W service first began on July 22, 2001, it started as an express train with peak direction express service in Queens. The W originated at Astoria Ditmars, going one stop to Astoria Boulevard, then express to Queensboro Plaza, express in Manhattan along the Broadway line, across the south tracks of the Manhattan Bridge because the north tracks were closed for repair, then express along 4th Avenue in Brooklyn, and then it made all local stops on the West End line to Coney Island. But about 2 months later, on September 11, 2001, the unspeakable happened, and all train service was disrupted. The N train was suspended, and the W made all local stops in its place. But on October 28th, quick aside about this October 28th, 2001 map, the one going all the way to New Lots Avenue is just wild. Oh, okay, back to the W. Previous W service was restored October 28th, 2001. On paper anyway. The W was actually kept local in Queens along the N line until November 19th on a trial basis. And that trial showed that the Astoria weekday peak direction W service was not popular among Queens residents. So on January 7th, 2002, the Diamond W was fired. Even though I couldn't find where a Diamond W was ever used on an official MTA map, I like to think operators would roll this baby out back in the early aughts just to let people at Astoria local stops know this train ain't stopping, bro. Even though I saw this one back in 2017, I know you can still see them sometimes because R32J Train Official on Instagram sent me this picture just this week. From what I understand, they only exist on trains that didn't get roll sign overhauls in 2001.
And that's it for Subway Archaeology 6. I hope you enjoyed it. After studying all those old bullets, makes me want to take the newest train home. Remember, leave your car at home, take the trains, and see fired bullets.
Now ride and foam!